Hello, everybody. Today, I'm honored to welcome Mary McGynty, a real estate investor, educator, private money lender, and author of The Unpaved Road in Financial Freedom. Mary, welcome to Talks with Friends. How are you today?
I am excellent, and I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you so much. I'd like to start with learning a little bit about yourself. Can you tell us about your family, occupation, recreation, and dreams?
Sure. So I am Mary McGynty. I am born, raised in San Francisco. I'm actually a single mom, and I have a professional medical position. I work at a major level one trauma center,
Mhm.
which has been a great asset for me. My dreams is to no longer work for somebody else. The dream is for me to work for myself.
Mhm.
Something I enjoy doing, first of all, is family. I love being around people and having fun, whatever that fun is. But I think the biggest thing for me is I enjoy walking. And when I walk, I listen to educational things. I put my AirPods in and I just kind of go from there. And again, my dreams are to no longer work for somebody else and to work for me and have that financial freedom that we're all looking for.
Awesome. I think we have a lot of likes. I love to walk also. I love it. Mary, you worn many hats from director in a healthcare to real estate investor. You're a private lender, you're an educator and author. How did your journey in real estate begin? And what inspired you to write your book?
Sure. So my journey started actually with my primary resident. And I think when you do it first, it's kind of like, what are you doing? You learn a lot from it. And then I bought a lake house, Four Coves Lake House with my sister, and we did the like family vacations there, which I now rent that out. From there, I went and bought a couple duplexes, and I used the money that I had. And when all the money kind of ran out, I thought, well, how do I keep this going? So that's when I joined one of the masterminds, which was raising private money. And it taught me how to find other funds to continue investing. And it also taught me how to use other people's money
Mhm.
to invest. I think that was the deal breaker for me. And since then, I've partnered with many people because of that as a lender and bringing private money in for some of my own deals. My book, I'll be honest, I wrote it for two reasons. One, to share my journey, and it was the beginning of my journey. It's a very simple book. It's not like overly anything. It's mindset. It's get your money together, go to meetups, use social media, find a mentor. It's really basic, easy steps. So I did it to share with everybody else, but I also did it to have that second income that is a passive income. Something I did and didn't know what I was doing is I wrote the book and then promoted it. I realized I was supposed to do it the other way. I was supposed to promote it, then put the book out there, but that's okay.
Well, we
So I don't
still
have a lot of time to promote the book. So I think that's one of the things I need to do better. But again, it's my time that is precious and I don't have much of it to do.
Yeah, and I hope this information help us to promote your book because I know you and I'm sure the book has a lot of great information for new and experienced real estate investors out there. So,
Yes, something that's in there is some worksheets. So like if you don't know how to, like a quick underwrites in there, and even like how to do the rental properties.
wow, has a lot of value. You often talk about private money lending and self-direct IRS. Can you explain in a simple term how someone could use their retirement account to fund deals?
Sure, I love this one because you know what? I think it's scary to do. Anything when we come outside of our comfort zone and we're growing, it is a good thing. But you know what? I think it is very scary for many. Most people think of your retirement as traditional and you sit it in one thing and you just ride the ride. Joining that mentorship that I spoke of earlier taught me how to go through what I have and what I could use. So I used to work at Kaiser Permanente when I left there. I took my 401k and I rolled it over into a self-directed IRA. The biggest thing is it has to be an inactive 401k. That means you can no longer work there. So
Mhm.
when I left, I rolled it into a self-directed IRA. I found a company. They worked with me. They gave me the steps on how to do it. And it was a very easy transition of just rolling it from one company to the next. The
Yeah.
biggest thing with it is you have to learn the rules, the
Mhm.
right rules to do it so that you're not taxed incorrectly.
Right. And the process is easy. And have you seen the difference between when you had in your 401k and now that it's in an IRA?
Most definitely. So when I first took it out and rolled it into the self-directed IRA, I loaned it out to a young couple that had a boutique hotel in Joshua Tree, California. They kept it for a year. And I'm just going to be very frank, I made $20,000 in a year giving that and just being a PML in their journey. When I got it back, I thought, okay, now what do I do? One thing is you can't keep doing the same thing. So I went looking for an area that I could afford a house outright. So I went to Indianapolis, which is a great market. It's a growing market. And I found a single family home
Hmm.
that I could actually afford with the whole lump sum I have in there. So I bought the house. I had to put some money into it, which the money has to come out of that account. And I did a little bit. I don't know. I spent maybe 15,000 to fix it. Then I got a property management company to manage the property, and they set up everything. And the money for the rent goes into my self-directed, tax-free. So whatever I'm making, I'm not going to get taxed until I pull it out. That has been a tremendous game changer for me because if it was sitting in with one of these regular like Fidelities or one of those companies, I wouldn't be making that at all.
Not at all. Wow, that is awesome. Congratulations. I'm happy for
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what are the must-do steps someone should take before renting or scaling their first property?
Sure. So first off is know your market, know your numbers, because you need to know what you can afford.
Mhm.
So my first thing is if you buy a property, no matter where it is, and it's for a rental, and you have it empty, it is vacant, can you afford to pay that note? So I have duplexes, is really what I have. So if one is empty, one door is empty, the other door always pays for itself,
Mhm.
right? Because you're paying a mortgage, you're paying house taxes, you're paying insurance, just like your primary residence.
Mhm.
So know your numbers, know what you can afford, know your market. And another thing is partner with people. That is another thing that's already doing what you want to do or is where you want to be. And you kind of learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, I liked what you mentioned about knowing your numbers because now that you're renting one property and if one side is vacant, you have a backup. You know that only one will cover everything, so you have a peace of mind. Something
Yes, yes.
that's great. Networking seems to be a big part of your success with Bay Area meetups. Why is community so important for new investors?
Sure. Community, this is a great one also. Community provides support and knowledge and meeting again somebody that's already where you want to be. You find private money lenders. You can be a lender for them. Um, it opens up doors to deals that you wouldn't normally find. Um, and it helps you maybe find a mentor, right? Even a mentorship. Maybe you find somebody that's in a mentorship and it's like, oh, I need something like that. Um, Also, you might find somebody that has a realtor in the area that you want to invest in, and that could also help you. It's real estate is a people's game, really. It's you can't do it alone. It's
Mhm.
very difficult. You always need somebody else to lean on. So we also, I'm a co-host of a meetup here in San Francisco, And actually it's free. We are teaching what knowledge we have. So we have found a lot of people that also need us. And we have a project that I'm just starting, and actually where we found the lender was at our meetup. So it's very powerful to attend meetups, even host one. When you host it, you are seen as the subject matter expert.
Mm.
And then people start coming to you. They'll bring you deals. They'll bring you private money lenders to kind of help support what program and where your journey is going.
Awesome. Connections are the key.
Yes.
Yes. I see you very active and I love your energy and that you are doing great things and I'm so happy for you. If someone watching this feel overwhelmed or afraid to start investing, what one mindset, habit, or first move would you encourage them to take today?
First thing is to start small, right? Kind of read books, follow YouTube, watch something like this. Then focus right on the learning portion first. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to make mistakes. You have to get out of your head. I think we all are nervous, just like I said about the self-directed IRA, to go outside of that comfort zone, to do something that isn't traditional is very scary. And when you push yourself to do that and you kind of start learning, you no longer have that fear. And you have to talk positive to yourself. Get out of your head of saying, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm scared, I'm nervous. But then that's why you also have somebody like you, how we've talked on the phone and kind of talked through things. And we've joined masterminds together. We get on calls together and we learn from each other. Ask questions, right? Even to yourself. It's like, okay, can I really do this? You got to tell yourself, yes, I can do this. Commit to one step at a time. And it all starts with you as a person. It starts on the positive talk to yourself of, I could do this.
Yeah, we have been connecting a long time ago. I would say it was my first deal that I had, and the first person that I thought was Mary. And I called you, I contacted you. Yeah, I'm so appreciated for that. And you helped me to go through this deal, and then you helped me to verify, make sure the numbers make sense. But the borrower, and I was afraid to do it. It was my first deal.
Yes.
You push me a little bit and say, yeah, it's good. You can do it. And I did it. Everything is working good. So I'm really appreciated. And then the next one, as soon as you saw that, you said, no, this is nothing. Just let it go. And that's how it helped me to learn. And now I'm helping others the same way.
Yes.
So it's
I
like,
agree.
yeah, you learn something and you pass to others. We grow as a community. It's awesome what it's built here, helping each other, growing together. And I'm so grateful for you, Mary. Thank you for this time that you share with us. I know you're super busy, for your wisdom and the heart you have for helping others. And if somebody wants to reach out to you, how they can find you.
So you can find me on Instagram. Instagram is my favorite one because I think it has just a little bit of a young vibe and a kind of a fun, less professional. And it is my name. It's Mary McGynty _
Nice. Also, we're going to promote your book.
Oh, yes, please do. And I even printed it out, right? Because it's an ebook, and you could see it. And what's kind of cool about the ebook, I found a platform that you can use. It's free to post on there, and they just take a cut of the book, which is not much, but it's great. So if anybody has questions, I don't mind helping them with that as well.
Yeah, you have a big heart in your open book, and we appreciate it. And I know you're going through another project right now. It's going to be great, and I wish you the best.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's getting out of my comfort zone also,
Yeah.
right? It's pushing myself. Whatever I'm telling you guys to do, I'm doing myself.
Yes, and I can wait to see the progress and how it's ending.
Yeah, you know what? We are going to do some meetups at the place so people could see what we're doing, over time. And that also will give us the chance for people to want to say, hey, I want to get into your next deal. So it's an easy way to show my trustworthiness.
Yes. Are you doing these online or only in person?
Well, no, they're in person, but me and my videos, I'm going to video them and I'm going to put them out there because I'll tell you, one of the best things that one of my mentors told me was to put yourself out there.
Mhm.
I was nervous to go do videos. I got me a selfie stick. I paid 20 bucks, best 20 bucks I spent, and I do it in my house. And I just put them together using Canva, and I get compliments on them, but you know what? I'm just like everybody else trying to figure things out, and I'm just doing it.
Yeah, and you're doing great. When so every video that you have, it's a professional video, so you're doing excellent.
I don't know about professional, but you know what? I try.
Like everybody, we are trying our
Yes. Yes, yes. And you know what? Sometimes I look at the video and I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. Retake.
best. Mary, thank you so much again for all this information you provide us. And the purpose of these videos is to talk with experts like you and share all the knowledge with newbies, people are just starting and are nervous or they don't know where to start. So this is something that is going to be very valuable. So I appreciate it.
Great. And I appreciate you. And I hope people can learn from you and I both.
Thank you so much, Mary. Until next time, I hope there's another time that we can talk about another subject.
Love it. I'm open.
Thank you so much, Mary.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye.